and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design, and we are on our way to get a space speech that will wake us from our deep slumber. This is episode number 19, Dreamers in the Dark. I am the lone name gamer as the Sweaty.
I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we bullet jump our way to the farm up north.
Before that, let's take a look at this week's news. In the docket, we have Warcraft 3 Reforged is just a disaster. League of Legends Pro Games postponed in China due to the coronavirus, of course. And Untitled Goose fan game unleashes havoc on your desktop. So, what have you heard about Warcraft 3 Reforged, Lucho, this week?
Not much, really. That it's been a disaster, but I don't know why exactly.
Well, let me tell you about the disaster that Warcraft 3 has been. It's a long list. To begin with, it broke the old game because they updated the old Warcraft 3, so you can no longer play the original Warcraft 3 unless you find a pirate copy and install it and don't touch the internet.
So they don't offer the... Because they offer, like, on their classic games thing.
Yeah.
The old Warcraft games.
Yeah, you can buy that, and that is with a patch of the Reforged game. Right?
Oh.
Yes. So they patched the old game.
Yeah,
and
because I own that game.
Yeah, you can no longer play it as an original form. Now it has a Reforged patch, which broke the game. So the original game...
broke the original game.
Yes, they broke the original game.
Oh.
Yes, and so the original game has problems. The original and the Reforged game has problems with matchmaking. You get stuck on black screens. Every single bug that this Reforged version launched with is now in the original game. Yes, to start with, it's just the beginning. Second, of course, all the bugs that you cannot get into custom games for some reason. You get random black screens. You get loose conditions, like you are playing a campaign and suddenly you just lose the campaign. And you have to reset for no reason at all.
Gotcha.
Yep, and that's in that assortment of like weird bugs and weird like graphics. On top of that, they didn't do anything as advertising in the website. So they're supposed to be like remade cutscenes. They didn't do any of it. The only remade cutscene is the one that starts the game. They promised 40 plus remade cutscenes. They didn't do any of it. The only thing is like the old cutscenes with like the new models. The only thing they did was new models, and apparently they didn't even do it in-house.
But what is the problem with the old cutscenes with new models?
It's not a problem of the old cutscene. It's a problem that they didn't, like they were selling the game in the premise that they were giving you for the new cutscenes, right? So better cameras, like zooming things. It's just false advertisement, right?
I guess
it is in the website. It is in the website. It's clearly stated. And the funny thing is, like, they did a trailer with it. They did a trailer with in-game cutscenes. And those cutscenes don't exist in the Reforged version.
But it has cutscenes.
It has the old cutscenes with like the new models. That's it.
I mean, you could probably make an argument, like from a legal perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not defending any side, but
the thing is, like, there's video proof of it.
Those are new. They're different from the old ones.
The thing is, like, there is video proof of it. Like, it's so ridiculous that there is a video, like, there is still a video on the website of Reforged where they're selling you the game of the new cutscene for the beginning of the when Arthas go to the city to burn it, when he says like the city is lost and he fights with Jaina and the other dude.
Yeah,
they have that cutscene as a trailer to sell you the game. That is a new cutscene. It has like cuts and it has like the camera closer to the models.
So it's cut in a different way.
No, it's not. It's not only cut. The models are way better than in the in-game.
So it's so what you're saying is that they did they promise pre-render cutscenes?
Yes, they promised new cutscenes. They said in the website
No,
you can go and check.
Okay, no. Be careful. One thing
No
is a new
pre-render.
cutscene.
No,
Another
no
thing is a
pre-render.
pre-render cutscene.
Yeah, no, not pre-render. The only pre-render one is the one in the beginning.
Okay.
Right?
I'm watching a video right now
Yes.
of the Reforged cutscene when Jaines is speaking to to Antonius.
Yes. At the entrance of the city. Yeah.
It is, I agree with you. It is the exact same scene.
Yeah.
Just with updated models and textures.
And better camera editing. Yes. Better camera.
No, it's the exact same scene. It has the same camera movement.
Where are you watching it?
I don't know, Place Game World something.
Yeah, that's the one that is in the game right now. If you go to the Warcraft 3 website on Blizzard, there is a video which is that same cutscene, but with the upgrade, new reforged cutscenes that they promise.
I don't understand. So, are these cutscenes not the ones that are in the game?
Nope.
So what is in the game?
No. The one that they promised, they're not in the game.
What did they promise?
They promised new cutscenes, like remade cutscenes, right? Different camera movement, different edition, more voice acting, what they promised.
Did they promise all of that?
Yes, and they advertise it. There is a video showcasing this in the website. In the Warcraft 3 Reforged website. They promise voice acting, they promise like camera movement, and then the ones in the game is just the old cutscenes with like with the dialogue and the face moving in the square, etc.
That's fine for me.
That's fine. What? That's fine. The problem is that
but if the models are new, that's a new cutscene. I think people were expecting something different.
People were not expecting something different. People were promised by Blizzard and advertised by Blizzard something different. That's the problem, right? The problem is like, I'm going to sell you this egg, which is a white egg with high quality, and I give you a brown one. It's still an egg. But it's not the egg that you were advertising and sell to.
Actually, what I'm seeing on the I send you a link. What I'm seeing on that link is exactly what I expected.
Where did you send me a link? Where?
Oh, you cannot check Discord, can you?
Yes, I think I cannot.
The chat.
Let's see. It's gonna look weird in the video version, but
I can send it to your phone if you want to.
That's the comparison between the old one and the new one that is in game. That's not the one that I'm talking about. The one that I'm talking about is
okay, but these are the things that are in game right now.
Those are the things that are in game, but those not.
That's what I expect. Like when they say new cutscenes, this is what I expected.
Those aren't the thing that
they're
were
the
promised.
Same. Like they're the same cutscenes.
Yeah, but those let's
with new models.
Yeah,
and new voice acting.
I get it. But those are not the cutscenes that were promised. Let's see if he's still here. Yeah, here it is. So if you go to the original playwarcraft3.com/US,
to the official website,
and you go to the origin stories of Warcraft.
That's right. The origin stories.
That cutscenes was supposed to be in the game, and that's a new made cutscene of the exact same place. And look how different it is. 40 plus hours of epic gameplay with 40 plus hours of reforging game cutscenes. That's not in the game.
Give me a second.
All right.
So it's just that the wording is important. +40 hours of epic gameplay with. I mean, research in-game cutscenes. It's what we got.
And you don't get that because there's the showcase. You're right. That's what they
no,
meant.
no, 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 no. Okay,
Of course.
no, you're assuming that they were gonna like it is never stated that they are gonna do completely new scenes. Nowhere. Like one thing is what they're showing, but they're not saying, not in the video, nor in the little text on the official page. This is the thing that you're gonna deliver.
All right. So
Like explicitly, it never says it.
You're trying to defend in a technical, like a very thin line technicality,
Yeah,
even if their video proof.
Because that's how law works.
I know, but there is video proof of the supposedly campaign of the supposedly in-game cutscene reforge. Right?
What video?
That's the video they're showing you. That's the advertising. Like, this is what we meant.
That's as any advertisement that has shown like in-game footage that ends up not looking like the game at all.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's the exact kind of thing.
Yeah, and that can be legal things for
no, it has never been.
Yeah. There's a
no company has ever been.
there's legal case based on false advertising. Right?
For that kind of thing?
Yes.
Which game?
Not in video games, because video games law is funky. Okay, and they don't have protections. Like it's a problem of legal update in video games, but in the rest of the industry,
what we're talking about.
I know, but it's still, the problem is that there is not a legal body to defend the customer against false advertising in the game industry. So the law is almost non-existent, right? So you have to operate upon existing like product law. So there is
I'm present because that's how American law works.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
So there is precedent for false advertising.
Yeah, but not in video game, and then that's a huge difference because it's a completely different consumer product.
Yeah, exactly.
It just like I get it that people are angry, but it just feels to me the same thing. Like
not only that.
No, I'm just talking about the
cutscenes. Yeah,
that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, fair enough.
The cutscenes. Actually, if I'm being honest, I kind of prefer the way that they did it because I have memories of the game.
Yeah, that is true. In terms, it's like you can. The problem is like now you can no longer go back to that.
That's a different problem.
Yeah. Anyway, so the in-game cutscenes technically were not as advertised because they were advertising the new in-game cutscenes. Clearly,
I disagree with
even
that.
Even if there is a space for law scurrying around and like not technically, but more things that there were not. They removed when they did the actual update, and they're not in Reforge. Automated tournaments, clans, profiles, ladder. 3D animated campaign backgrounds, they're gone. 3D animated portraits in Battle.net, they're gone. Commands in Battle.net, they're gone. Communal chat listing, gone. Custom campaigns, they're gone. Battle.net's new section, gone. Balance, you can no longer have shadows if you don't have Warcraft Reforged in the original game. You can no longer do, they broke every single one of the custom games that the people were doing, no longer, even if you're only trying to play it through the original game, they're not working, none of them, all of them broken. The animations, the 3D animations for the new characters, they're worse, and there's some of the old units are missing animations, so they remove animations from the game.
I don't think it was removed. I think it was the Prague was.
There is a Reddit post of a dude who actually like data mined every single animation in the collection.
I don't care about that. Like
there you go.
I don't think it was bad intention. I think the product is just rushed.
Yeah, it's just sloppy. It's just bad development. I don't
think it's bad development. I think Activision Blizzard gave the team who were doing this a hard deadline,
Probably.
and they had a deadline.
And they ruined the game.
They get where the game is at right now, and they deliver it. What was there? That's
Which is horrible.
Yeah, but can you blame it on the development team? No, not really.
You cannot blame. I'm not blaming the old team. I'm blaming Activision Blizzard.
You just said the development was awful.
Yeah,
That's
but
not fair.
that's not the blame on the developers. That's blame that they didn't have enough time to actually make it properly.
Yeah, but sometimes the developers have no say in that.
That is
Probably
true.
most of the time.
I'm not saying that they don't have no say on that. But the problem is like Activision Blizzard just rob a bunch of people for the pre-orders, broke an old game. So your copy of Warcraft 3 right now, as it is unplayable.
Yeah.
So the old game that you have,
point.
plus you have like half of the effects that you have originally. So you have no access to shadows. You have no access to certain graphical settings unless you buy the Reforge. And if you ever did a custom game, now it's not working anymore.
Okay.
All right. And their animation music, etc. On top of that, people are starting to do refunds for the game because of the false advertising and everything else. And they started actively banning people who were helping with refunds in the forums.
That's like then again, probably the people who manage a lot of that stuff, like the community managers that deal with refunds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle these things. So it was probably just a panic measure.
They're probably ordered to. Yeah, they're probably ordered to like.
I don't think so. I really think, like, I honest to God think that most of the mistakes that happen are just out of incompetence than pure malice from the.
Yeah, it's bad management. It's like not understanding what product are you handling.
But that's not malice. That is incompetence.
I'm not saying that they're evil people. I'm saying that they are incompetent. They just want your money because they have a hard deadline.
No, those two things are different. Like, if your claim is that they only want your money, you're saying they have a nefarious purpose behind them.
Well, yes, they want money.
They want money.
Nefarious or not, it's the truth. That's why they have hard deadlines, etc., etc. They cannot
listen to me. But the way that you're saying it makes it sound like they have a nefarious purpose behind. And what I'm saying is that they're probably just incompetent.
Well, think about it. The only reason why they rushed this product is because they didn't want to spend more money doing the actual proper work, right? Just want to put it out there, sell it, and close, and like free that capital that's being spent.
I mean, a lot of people were also asking what was going on with Reforge.
Yes.
Because it was announced 2 years ago and people were expecting it by now.
Yeah. So it's bad management overall. Right?
Sure, it is bad management. But again, bad management doesn't equate to them being bad people more than they being incompetent.
Oh, okay.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the question is like, what is your what is your responsibility as a product maker, right? You just
no. You still should face consequences. It's just that the wording is important.
Yeah. The point is like
no, that's not the only point. Like the whole point is that the way that you say things and the way that you present things is important. One thing is to blame a company for being evil. Another thing is for being incompetent. Those are two completely like that paints all the actions in completely different lights.
All right. I'm not saying they're evil.
You just said that a couple of minutes ago. You just said it.
Did I say that they were evil?
Yes.
Like proper evil. They're an evil
Yeah.
company. They're evil. They're bad. They're nefarious, and they want to rob you. That's it.
yeah. Like the
So
wording that you're
you want
using
me to light
sounds like
it,
that.
like to express it in a like not to put
No,
like
no, no.
a bias
No,
or
like that can be your opinion. That's
all right. Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
And
Okay.
I'm just saying my opinion is that I don't think they're bad, and I don't think they're like I don't think they have bad intentions really,
Yeah.
more than them being profoundly stupid.
Yes.
but but again, you can be stupid and good at heart. That's my point.
Okay. All right. Then either or. Well, two things is like that. This tarnishes like even more so the reputation of the company, right? Part of
Yes.
selling products is like that your audience should trust you, so they can like still buy your products, right? If the people that you're selling to don't trust you anymore, well, you're not gonna sell much. That's number one. And
Yeah,
the other thing
fair.
is like we still have this increasing problem where we have no customer protection in the games industry, right? And this still keeps happening. We saw it with Breakpoint of Ubisoft with the Last Ghost Recon, entirely broken product sold, and nothing was promised was actually delivered. We saw it with
I
Battlefront
mean,
3, with Battlefront the Star Wars one, with EA, right?
let's think about it.
Like you have to think about is like you have to think it as a product because there's nothing
Yes,
else
it
closer
is.
to it,
So
right?
so if you go to Amazon and you buy, I don't know, a blender,
All right, yes.
what happens if it is broken? You send it back and get a refund.
Correct.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. And
But
there
I guess the hard, like the difficult part for like virtual goods
yes.
is we have to make a definition of what is a broken product
Well,
for this space.
yeah, we need a body a type of body like that handles customer protection. That's what the majority of customer protection agencies in government does, right? They take a product, they test it, they say if it's
That's
safer
not
or if it's good
that's
or
not
not.
true at all.
Well, that's the intention of the customer protection
Yeah,
agency.
that's not how
That
they work.
if they do their job or not is different.
No, first of all, they never test stuff. Like
Well, depends on what government protection is.
pretty much none. Like there is no government protection going out testing
What is it?
blenders.
Well, not blenders, but other like consumable products.
It depends on the. It highly depends on the product.
That is true.
Like most of the things that you buy are pretty much not tested by anyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Most of the things.
yeah,
Like not even all the things that you consume are tested. Like
yeah. But I'm gonna give you there is there and it's a problem because it depends of this government. But I will give you the example of Australia when I think this happened a year ago when Steam was selling a particular broken game in Australia, and there was like a big, I don't remember the name of the game right now, but there was like this big I think it was is it? I think it was one it was an EA game. That much I remember. And it was fundamentally broken, and they sold it into Australia, and a bunch of customers from Australia started um to complain in the protection in the customer protection body in the country, right? To the point that Steam negate the refunds, but the government protection of Australia has very clear and stern rules for what is working and is not working. Is like if you cannot open it in X amount of time and they kind of take a snapshot of the product that is with problems. So if you patch it later and fix the problems, they actually go out of the way and take a snapshot of the product as it is, right? And if it's not working, you deserve a refund no matter what, right? That's the law in Australia, and they're very clear about it, and to the point that Steam denied the refund so much, and they they put a what is the word I'm looking for? They charge Steam for that in Australia to keep operating in Australia around like it was like $2 billion to something like that, like a very high fine, something like that to Steam.
To
But
EA, it's a drop in the bucket.
yeah, I know, but that's the intention, right? That's what those go
Sure.
like. If you do that all around the globe in the majority of countries, then you have like a lot of money being dragged out. On top of like, if you yes you didn't do the the refunds, but how much money are you gonna lose just in fines everywhere, right?
Eh,
And that's the problem. Like it depends of the government. America doesn't have that on video games. They have that on other types of products.
They don't have that in many products.
Yeah, they're like kind of a free thing, but Australia does. So that's the example. Like that's the only way that you can punish corporation doing this, like releasing a bad broken product.
Sure, if you want to punish corporations, not everyone does.
Yeah, through
Uh,
fines.
d-
But
Sure,
it's like
but then
it's part of
again,
the philosophy of like customer protection stuff.
sure, and again, that's your opinion. A lot of people don't share that opinion.
Okay, a lot of people don't mind buying broken stuff or
Don't
false advertising.
fucking purchase video games.
Don't buy any video games. That's the lesson here.
No, just be careful when you buy shit. Like,
Don't pre-order. I think is the lesson here,
don't
right?
pre-order. Do your research. Like,
Yeah, don't buy it before you are actually sure that it's working, etc., etc.
when you fucking buy a car, like, you don't buy the first car that comes across you just because it has a nice paint job.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Like society expects you to like research the product a little bit,
Yeah,
see if it is reliable, if it's been tested. Cars are kind of extreme example because there are a lot of things going on for them. But I don't know. When I bought my car here, it took a while, like a couple of months researching.
cool. You're a smart
But,
person.
sure, but just people should be smarter.
But
That's my point.
I know, but time and time and again, there is people who don't have the time to research or buy this for somebody else,
Just
right?
wait.
That's why.
Like
That's
like,
why.
like all the research is
Yeah,
once the game is out, you go to YouTube, type thing review, and
yeah.
you'll find out all the shit sure that is happening.
But you forget that humanity in average is like dumb. So
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm not forgetting that.
all right, that's why protection agencies exist.
No, let it rip. Maybe if you're not being smart when you're buying shit, maybe you need to get rip off so you learn your lesson.
I don't know. Anyways, so it's bad. Don't buy the game.
It is. I think they were.
Yeah, don't buy the game, and like it's very sad that they ruined the old version of the game
I think that's the only thing that it's actually baffling. Like, why would they do that?
because they patch it over it. And
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why they would do that?
the idea I think I think the intention is kind of clear. They're kind of strong arm you into buying the reforged version, like even including like to going to the point of removing like graphics option in the old version and breaking and removing features from the old version and breaking the majority of custom games. They just want a strong arm you to buy the new version. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Naive. Like, how much people are still playing Warcraft 3 that you need to strong my point is, if you're playing Warcraft 3 by this point, like if you were playing it, the old version,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you were one of the ones who were probably gonna buy the Reforged one.
It is true, but then it's the same as like how many people do you think that he plays the original StarCraft?
StarCraft is a different beast
Why?
because it had a competitive scene for a long time. There are a lot of people who still invested in that. Warcraft 3 never had that kind of scene
Think
as big.
I think it does. I think it has like a big tournament competitive scene.
Yeah, but it's not as big as
It's not
StarCraft.
as big. That is true, but
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that
that makes a whole that's
that
a whole
doesn't mean
difference.
yeah, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It is not being
I'm
affected
not
by all
saying it doesn't
this.
exist. I'm saying that but that's not my point. My point is if you're like if at this point you were playing Warcraft 3, you were probably not the person that needed convincing to buy the new one.
That is true. That is true. But imagine if you have imagine if you have an old toy that you like a lot and you have it there on the shelf and you play once every 2 years
I
with it.
know, but that's not my point. My point is they were trying to strong arm the people
That
that
probably
were
were
already gonna
already
buy the game.
yeah, but now I think they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yes, I know. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
decision was
All right.
baffling. It
I
was
get you. I get
stupid
you. Yeah,
because they
yeah.
didn't need to force the people who were playing.
Yeah.
Like the people who were playing Warcraft 3, they were gonna buy Reforged at some point. Why?
Yes.
Because they've been playing it for the last 20 years.
They wanted the new upgrade version, of course.
Yeah. So they were gonna buy. Those are not the ones that you need to convince to
But
buy your
apparently
product.
but apparently they feel the need to strong up that audience, right?
Yeah, that's that's the thing that it's like just incompetence. Like
It just
like plain old incompetence of not knowing who are the ones that
yeah.
who you are selling the product to.
No knowing who is your audience, no knowing who are you selling this to.
Yeah, but that's probably for the most part incompetence. Like, come on, like, just think for a second.
But there clearly are not.
They're
And that's
not. They're
been
not.
and that's been the big story of this week. Nothing. I've seen like a string of news about this. Like
I've s-
like
I've seen it on
people
the site.
like people. I think the biggest thing is like people doesn't care if the product is bad. Like people really care when they ruin the original Warcraft 3. I think that was the overall sentiment.
Yeah, and I think that was a stupid decision because I feel like actually the smartest decision to make will be like if you buy Reforge, you also get a copy of the original one.
Yeah. What?
Like
No,
those.
you get if now you buy Reforged, do you get a copy of
I
the
know.
original
I'm
one?
not
No.
saying what's happening now. What should have happened.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yes.
So
Yes.
that way, if everything goes wrong with Reforge, you can still say, you can still play the original one because they probably knew that shit was gonna go bad.
Yeah, but they didn't
Because
do
probably
that.
the developers knew that they do know that it was not ready.
Yeah, but no, they did it backwards and
Yeah, they acted in a really stupid way, but
yes.
eh,
Uh,
poor guys. That's all they have.
well, yeah. And that's about it. I think that covers that. Sadness that the original Warcraft 3. I think I still have like a pirate copy somewhere around. I'm gonna keep it of the original Warcraft 3.
I mean, I think they will eventually release a new old version, like not new, but like they will put out the old version again because there are still people who enjoy playing the old versions.
Yeah, but who knows how long it will take? Like maybe they will
It will
fix
take
it.
a long time after they fix all the shit show that is happening right now.
Yeah, or they will. But I don't know how. I don't know if they will actually remove the restrictions now they are in the old game now with the patch. like the
Ah,
graphics restriction and all that.
they should,
Sorry.
because a lot of people probably enjoy playing the game that they played,
Yeah.
let's see,
Yeah. Thank you.
20 years ago when they were young and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Young and beautiful. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope I
Yeah.
hope they release like an original
Oh, they
low
just.
poly.
I hope they just like remove all the reforce things from the original. That's all they have to do. They just have to separate them. That's all they have
Um,
to do because what they did was merge them.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was just a nah, weird idea.
Yeah, but I think the intent was clear. Was like making sure that they sell the new version to as many people as they can, they even if they were not sure that their actual core audience were gonna buy the new version. Like that's just like dumb. Anyways,
Yeah, that's kind of
yeah. The next news: the League of Legends pro games in China is closed because of the coronavirus.
sure.
So, what is the thing about the coronavirus? What is this like a deadly flu again?
Yeah, it's a daily virus that originated in some region in China. I forgot the name of the region,
Yeah.
and it's been spreading out all over the place, and China has had some trouble like controlling the virus.
Yeah. Is this finally it? Is this the thing that's gonna kill us?
Maybe,
Maybe.
probably.
With 4,115 confirmed cases, the coronavirus has left over 100 dead. 13 countries, including Japan, are evacuating citizens from China, where most of the cases were being reported. So it doesn't have a 100% lethality.
No, that's not. But like still, that's not good.
Well, clearly, but like, if I
And it's a
see
new virus, so we don't know the long term consequences
of
of getting
affecting,
infected.
yeah, that is true.
That
That
that's the
is
whole point,
that is the whole problem. Yeah,
and you don't want a virus that you don't understand to spread all over the world.
yeah,
Actually, I was reading
yeah,
that one of the like biggest problems with the virus is that it's like the whole thing happened around the Chinese New Year,
yeah,
which is apparently the biggest holiday in China.
yes,
So I read that it's common for people to take like that's usually the only holiday that they take during the year. So it's like for Americans, it's like take New Year's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving and put them all together in one big celebration.
yeah, cool,
So it's
cool,
the
yeah.
time of the year where, like, for 2 or 3 weeks, everyone travels around the country
Oh, okay, yeah,
to go to their families and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And all the outbreak happened during those weeks where
Oh my
everyone was
god,
traveling in China.
Jesus.
So
Okay,
apparently that made it like super difficult for the Chinese government
to control, of
to
course.
take action, because it was like, imagine China just like moving all its people around.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, so apparently this is, or when it happened around the New Year, is the time where like all the trains are booked, all the planes are booked.
Yeah, and I see that they're like
So
very like they're controlling this very tightly, and other countries just like close down borders and they're not letting people travel, etc., etc.
yeah,
Which makes sense.
actually, I also read that China is thinking about putting a couple of cities in quarantine.
Makes sense,
Yeah, but that's yeah, that can be difficult.
of course. But like,
So
well, there's gonna be a disease that at some point is gonna like actually
no,
destroy the humanity. But who knows?
no, we're gonna nuke.
All right, or a nuke, yeah, either or.
That's we need no virus to kill ourselves.
Apparently not. Even if nature keeps trying.
No, we will nuke ourselves to that. That's how we're gonna go.
All right. And to finish the news cycle with a kind of a happy news, or like a nice one. Until a Goose Game fan game unleashes havoc on your desktop. This is super cool. It's the weirdest thing ever I see. Like, it's an actual application that sabotages your desktop while you're working on it. So what it does is like it puts an app over your desktop that is just a goose, like imitating the Goose Game, the famous Goose Game. And it brings like stuff, and like it brings a bunch of assets. So it
Oh,
brings
that's
you like
so
pictures of the
freaking
game.
annoying.
What?
So freaking annoying.
Yeah, it steals your mouse, which is like the craziest thing ever. It's just like you just lose control of your mouse.
I don't care about my mouse.
Yeah, like if you're working on stuff and then he takes your mice away, or
Command line.
oh, come on, yeah.
That's how real men use computers.
Come on.
That's how real men and real women use
CMD.x.
computers.
CMD.x.
Yeah.
Just command line the thing. So it's like it's been going around because you can just install it from a USB and just troll people with the little goose.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine?
No, people have work to stop. messing with-
For some reason, Lucho is annoying about this. Stop
because
it.
I work all the time in my computer.
Yes.
I actually have shit to do. Like,
Yes, this is true. It does,
so it'll be so freaking annoying.
but it doesn't mean that it's fun. Well, it's not fun for like forever.
It's not
but, like,
fun. That's the point. If you get it in your desktop, it's not gonna be fun. Like, you're gonna have to deal with that shit instead of doing productive stuff.
All right, don't be upset, Lucho. It's okay.
It is really upsetting because it's wasting people's time,
Well, yeah, but pranks like this hasn't existed forever.
and they're fucking annoying.
Well, if you personally find pranks annoying, that's okay.
When they make when like, if it is a 2 minutes thing, sure, haha, it was fun.
Yeah.
But this is gonna take like an hour to solve.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you have to then take another computer, Google the solution. It's gonna be at least half an hour of wasted time.
You probably can like go and open like a task manager and kill the executable, and that's it.
Probably.
Yeah,
But most people don't know that.
Yeah, but for people who don't know that, it's gonna be crazy.
And it's gonna be annoying for them.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It just I don't like people wasting other people's time.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
that's what I don't like.
it's fine.
Time is valuable. Like,
yes, time.
I
is
have a
valuable.
really tight schedule,
Yes, that is true too.
so I don't like people messing around with my time.
Fair enough.
That's
fair
all.
enough. I find it curious that it got this popular.
No, fucking annoying. I will hit in the face the guy who made it.
Okay.
Punch him in the face.
All right, Lucho. All right. It's fine. It's not gonna come close to you.
And if it does, I'm gonna look for that motherfucker. Punch him in the face.
All right. And that's all news of the week. Oh my god. Now we're gonna move to our main topic, of course. But
Yep.
first, as usual, it comes with a disclaimer. The discussion here is based on our own opinions and our own in-game experience. If we messed up, if we say something wrong, it's fine. You can correct us in the comments, etc., etc. But generally, we talk about our experience in game, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the disclaimer. So, what is our deep dive today, Lucho? It's a big one.
It is a big one. We are talking about Warframe.
We are talking about ninjas in space.
Ninjas
the
in space.
the now world famous Warframe game,
Yeah, a
which
game that we didn't know anything about when we came across it.
we didn't know anything about it. Anything, zero, right? How did
Yeah.
we find? We were finding co-op games. I think we were looking
No,
at.
we were waiting. We took like the news about Destiny 2 coming out for PC broke,
Yes,
and a lot of our friends were playing Destiny by
yes,
the time.
yes.
So we thought, it could be fun. But it was still long ways to come when we decided to play Destiny 2.
Yeah,
And
and we were
we
fighting
found
for.
out this game, like it was it was similar enough
Yeah, it was apparently
that
a
it could
competitor,
crave
something like
our
that. Yeah,
it could quench our thirst
yeah.
for
We
looter
wanted
shooter.
we wanted space fantasy. Basically, that's what we're looking for.
I think we were looking just for a space, like for a looter shooter,
Yeah, in
Destiny
space.
like
Yeah,
replacement.
yeah. Exactly.
And this one was free.
Yes.
So we said, it's free. It
Let's
is
give it a
always on the
try.
like top 10 of Steam.
Yeah,
Let's give it a try. It's gonna be like it's free.
yeah. We don't need anything, and man, this game is great.
and
So
the game is great.
so the big question? What is Warframe? You're gonna go to the street and tell somebody who's never played a video game in their life, and you're gonna sell them Warframe. How are you gonna do it?
It's beautiful chaos.
Is it okay?
It's like a Scottish castle.
It's like a Scottish castle. A Scottish castle, beautiful chaos.
No, it's just that I mean, they build castles on top of ruins of all castles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so you have castles now that are built like they're like the fourth or fifth castle built on the same place or the same foundations.
So you have you still can go down to the basement and find the foundations of the first castle that was built
Yeah.
there and stuff like that. Super cool.
Yeah. And that is what Warframe is. Just in video game form.
Just castles on top of castles, sir.
It's just a bunch of things and systems piled on top of each other that they do like a weird balancing act of fun and cumbersome.
So if we were gonna put it into games, words or lingo, it would be like a third person action RPG, right? That would be technically what it is.
Yeah, it's a third person action
RPG.
I don't know how much RPG to be
Yeah, it does,
honest.
because of the build things that you can do, and you have certain level of progression with the frames, right? Like it's a very weird progression.
But there is not much role playing.
There is no. Yeah, of course you have a character.
Yes, no, I know that you have a character, but like an integral part for me,
Yes.
of any RPG,
Yes.
is the actual role playing part.
You can role play in Warframe.
Of course, you can role play in anywhere you want.
There we go. But in terms of games, the RPG part, it talks more about the fact that you can build stuff and make decisions in the game that affects only your character.
Sure, but that's
That
that
was-
definition. A lot of things are RPGs. That
Yes, exactly. That's how you define it technically. And that's why a lot of people are RPGs and they don't. A lot of people, they put the RPG thing in their games and they're not that deep or whatever.
No,
they have called Destiny 2 an RPG.
Yeah, no.
There you go. That's the reason. So that's the reason. That's what the games community refers when they say RPG. Not as much as that you can role play that much, but you can take decisions about.
My background with RPGs is tabletop. If you cannot role play in it,
There's
not a
nothing.
real
I think
RPG.
the only thing close to that will be Divinity.
no. I mean, there are multiple games like you can RPG in, like you can RP in WoW.
You can
You can
RP in WoW. Yeah,
RP in
that's true. Yeah,
EverQuest.
yeah, yeah.
You can
Yeah.
RP in a lot of these RPGs.
But yeah,
Like a lot of EverQuest like games, you can actual role play in them.
yeah, but by now the thing, like, the lingo has been transferred to the point of, like, the game has role playing game like systems in it. I think I think that's the tag, what has become the tag.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but I
I
get
disagree.
that. I get that that it shouldn't be used because it refers to, like, the important part of the RPG is the role playing, not the
Yeah,
playing game.
like like Exalted is a good tabletop RPG,
Yes.
not because of the mechanic, like not because you
No.
can
It's
customize your character,
no. It's because of the
because the
fantasy.
role playing
Yeah, the
part
role
is really
playing.
good.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
That,
Yeah.
that's the sensation that I make with
Yeah.
RPGs. Is not
Yeah.
like if the fantasy and you can role play in that world's fantasy setting, that's what makes a good RPG in my head.
That is true. And in that regard, like, the mechanics of Exalted, the only thing that they do is they serve the role playing
The role
fantasy
play,
that
yeah.
they're selling you. That is true.
So, for example, a good, in my opinion,
Yeah.
a good RPG, Fable.
Oh yeah, Fable. Yeah.
So when I played it, I got invested, and it has all these side little things that help the role playing, like you can, I don't know, go and get women and go into fist fights with people in towns.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
those things are the things that help the
The role
immersion
playing,
and the
yeah, the
world.
immersion. Yeah, I get it. But
So that's what makes, just to finish.
yeah,
That's what makes, in my opinion, like a real RPG.
cool. I get it. Yeah.
But I know people don't use it that way. Fine.
Yes. Can you not
But
role
yeah, I
play?
wouldn't say RPG. I would say it's more like an action looter shooter kind of thing.
A third person, like, a third person action lure shooter. Yeah, that would be closer. That would be closer.
But
To
it's like
more of a,
no looter shooter out there.
no, Warframe is, I don't know, like,
Warframe's
I
a weird game.
it's a weird game, but it's such, like, I have these conflicting feelings about Warframe, but because for some reason I love this game. Even if I stop playing it for a long time, it doesn't matter. Like, every time I open it to see the new update or to do something random, it still brings the same feelings that I made the
Yeah.
first time that I open it. Right? That there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Ain't
There's
close.
nothing like Warframe. That's so true.
Yeah.
It's so unique. That's
Yes. There's nothing that even can close to what Warframe does. In terms of like how the game is built, the aesthetics of the game, the thematics of the game.
yeah.
Um, it's hard. It's hard for me. Like, it was, yeah. Like, we know that this was going to be like one of the hardest topics that we're going to take, because we have so much appreciation from this game, and it's a very different game. Like, and it's been praised by now. It's been praised and recognized for a lot more people than when we started playing.
Yeah, it was funny that when we started just before this guy's review came out. What's his name?
The dude who does layman.
The Australian guy.
Yeah, the Australian dude.
I forgot the name of this channel.
Yeah, that dude. What is his name? No, I can check it out for a second here. I have it on my YouTube feed all the time. He does excellent reviews.
He has good reviews.
Yeah, no.
Skill Up.
Skill Up. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We started playing just before his review came out.
Yes. And that was the review that, like, kind of bring him forth to more of the mainstream audience. Kind of make a little bit more aware that the game existed.
I think it was that mixed with the fact that that review happened just around the time Planes of Island was launching,
Yes, correct.
and it had that like open world selling point.
Yes,
So
which
it was like good timing for everything.
yes, yes,
And it was the whole like on top of that, that happened around all the Destiny 2 vanilla debacle.
yeah. So it was like the perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah, it was
Of
like this review and then the new update with the open world thing that like for a long time we played the original quote unquote Warframe experience, which was Corridors Forever.
yeah,
But they still have like on that, like I feel like for example the Earth levels are the best introductory levels because they're not so tight as the other levels that you see after, right?
yeah.
The air maps are way more
The
open.
Earth, yeah, the
Yeah,
air file set. I think yeah. The problem is that some of the corpus style sets, especially the old ones, are like too corridory
yeah.
kind, which are the older like they say it is those are the older
The older
tile sets.
designs, yeah. Anyway, so we came in there and we absolutely played this game for like a year, like to no end.
Yeah,
We played this game like 8 hours, no, like 5 hours every day, 3 hours every day. There was like a window where we played a lot of Warframe.
yes, we went through we eat the game up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Every system and everything, like, and how to make plat and like all the steps that you have to do to get to X and Y and
Uh, I think Warframe benefited a lot from the Destiny 2 fiasco.
absolutely.
It just it's just like a lot of people were hyped for Destiny 2.
Yes.
So they probably finished the campaign and it was like, it was kind of underwhelming.
But I
There is
want
not
more
much to do.
space. But I want more space, more fantasy space. Where do I get my
Yeah,
fix?
and there is this like free game on the side that everyone says is kind of that,
It's kind of like Destiny.
but free. So you
Yes.
can give it a try.
Yeah. And then it exploded. Like, don't get me wrong. Before that, Warframe has had like a very constant player base.
It a very successful game, and
Yeah.
even before Destiny 2, it was always like on the top played games on
Yeah.
Steam
On the
for
top
the
5.
free.
Yeah. On the top 5,
Yeah.
10 playlist games in Steam.
Yeah, no, it was a successful game. It's just that it came from to a conscience of gamers.
Yes.
I feel with the Destiny 2 problem.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
yes, before that, it was already a successful game.
Yeah. But it's like so. This game, like, it is an action. It is like nothing that you ever play. Like
It's
there is
definitely nothing.
and the key feature of Warframe is hardcore parkour. Just to summarize,
It is the movement of the game.
Man, the movement
So
style of
good.
the game. Like, how do you describe it? Like, you have no limits of how you can move in this game.
It just fluid. Like it just fluid. Like all the games, like all the other games that you played, you feel like, oh, you're running, but then you have weird constraints of things that you cannot do.
Yeah, you have stop, if you have movement, then the movement ability is kind of like limited.
Or you
to
have a
X,
stamina
Y.
and stuff like that.
Yes, or you have stamina bar, or like, or like you easy to run faster to do certain things, like an ability on a cooldown, or like an ability that is tied to something else, right?
Yeah, but Warframe says,
Why?
F it.
Yeah. Why? You are a space ninja, dude.
It feels, and it feels. I remember when I was learning the game,
Oh, yeah.
like the first couple of times that I were able to chain like the bullet jump with the
slow-mo.
with the bullet time.
Yeah, with the bullet time. Yeah.
And then like rolling in there and like traversing the whole tiles. It felt like I know, like that Matrix moment.
Yeah.
I know Kung Fu.
Exactly that feeling when you get that feeling. Like it is like, and the thing is like, it's so hard to sell that in Warframe because it's not easy to get those things to work properly in Fluid, right? Like
Yeah,
like the game does give you a tutorial at the beginning. I don't know if did they end up changing that tutorial at the end of the
they
game.
haven't changed the initial quest, but
Yeah.
they have the same tutorial that they play now, that we played right now.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
and they show like they tell you
You can do X and Y. Yeah.
the basic pieces of
Yeah.
the mayhem that is the movement. But
Yeah, yeah. They tell you like, you can slide. You can like grab into walls. You can like do a jump.
you can wall ride, you
You can wall
can do
ride.
bullet jumps.
Yeah, you can both. But put all that together in traverse at distance while killing enemies is the most. Is the
It is so
most.
satisfying.
Yes. It's like super satisfied. Like you actually, I think there's no other game that I've played so far that actually makes you feel like a all powerful ninja. That gives you that power in movement, right? And I play
Yeah,
like,
no, that's definitely true.
and I play like, and I play ninja games. Like I play, what is this thing by Capcom? It was like in the Xbox. It's
Oh,
Tenshu.
Tenshu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also played that game a long
Yeah.
time ago.
And I played ninja games, like actually proper ninja games, and like, of course, they lean more towards
The stealth part.
the stealth part, but there's
Yeah.
nothing that make you feel like that powerful in moment. I think what I've seen and I've heard, I think Sekiro gives you something closer to that. Like apparently the movement in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is kind of like very fluid and ninja like because of the nature of the game, right? Because you
Yeah.
have is more like the combat core of that game is like a lot more about reactionary parries and movements. So and you have to traverse things like very vertically in the game. So they give you kind of closer to the movement, but there's nothing like Warframe. Like the fact that you can like in one movement cross like a football field without touching the ground.
Yeah.
Like made it properly is just like endearing.
Yeah, and it's hard to convey in words how
Yes.
good the movement system really is.
Yes. So if you're
Like,
listening and you say like, what are you talking about? Just go watch a video of somebody playing Warframe, like that showcase. Go watch a streamer and then you see how fast they move.
yeah, because in words it's really hard to. It doesn't sound as impressive
Yeah.
as it really is, especially when you have, like, when you compare it to most games that you
Yes.
probably have played,
Yes. Yes.
at least for the Western audience.
Absolutely. And I remember the first time that I went to seek a guide for the game, and I was like, what can I build? Oh, give me a second. Oh my god.
Bless you.
So I remember when I went to seek a guide and I saw the guy like testing the thing in the field, and I was like, how is he doing all that? What? But he's not like shooting it. Wait, what? He was like jumping from one ledge into the wall and then saying, yeah, and you land on the thing and then you press these buttons and then you go around, and then he was like flying through the air, not touching the ground at all, and like killing everything while he was like graceful. It was a total spectacle.
Yes, and it's not only that it's fluid, but it's easy to execute.
Yes. Your pink is
So-
going to
so-
suffer if you play on PC, though.
I do play on PC. I have heard that they put a lot of thought into a control scheme for controls.
Really?
Yeah.
So would it be better to actually play with a control?
Oh, I don't know if better, but like they do care. Like
Cool. Yeah.
their how's it called? Port.
Yes.
Their port to all, like
all consoles,
PS4,
Switch, everything.
Xbox, and Switch.
Yeah.
Like I've heard that, or at least Steve has claimed, Steve Sinclair, which is the game designer, I think is
Yes,
his
he's
title.
the game designer. Yeah.
He's the boss.
Yeah, he is the boss.
He's the
He's
big
the
boss
big boss. Yeah, it's the
of the
big
game.
daddy.
He's the big daddy. And like he has always talked about like caring about the control mapping to the key mappings to controls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you and it makes sense because in in the keyboard and with the mouse is really fluid to do all these crazy movement things. Like
Yes.
like once you learn it,
It's
it's
effortless.
quite
Yeah,
effortless.
yeah, yeah.
So, and they do care to have the same feeling on a control. I don't think it'll be easier for us now because we are used to it.
Yes, we're too used to it. We have things
Yeah,
like
after
automatic movements and that's just like muscle memory on it, on the game because we're playing it that
yeah,
much on certain movements that I cannot see myself like grabbing a control and doing the same thing. Probably have
no,
to
you
relearn
you
it.
have to choose one at the beginning
Yes, and stick to it, please.
and stick to it. I mean, and I'm kind of surprised of the people that play in PC and consoles, and maybe they always play with a control.
Who knows? Yeah, because you can do that, right? You can plug any
Yeah,
control.
you
Yeah,
can do that.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, but and then there is the combat system.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Although the combat is on the core is really simple. Like it's not.
Yes,
It's
like
just simple but done right.
yes, like in my point of view, like the gunplay in Warframe is normal gunplay, right?
Yeah.
It's just polished. Like you shoot your gun and you put the reticle and then you kill the thing that you're shooting at, right? There is no
Yeah.
mystery between it.
No, it is a good implementation of that. Like
Yes, we're not saying that they're like doing the 16th chapel of combat in guns, but they're like
yeah, the
it's
gunplay is not um is not that like amazing. Like if you run around just shooting things,
it's fine.
it's fine. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Even if
It
there
was
is
done
like
fine.
yeah,
It's
even if there
perfectly
is like
serviceable.
some very interesting guns in the game, right?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yes, we'll get there. But I think the part where the movement and the combat feels more in sync is when you do melee.
Yeah.
Yes, when you use like the melee weapons, they have like combos in the melee weapons, and that kind of work more with the movement because there's some part of the movement that is actually relevant for when you are doing melee combat. Like if you hit him from behind, then you can do a finisher, or if you crouch and you do the spin attack. And while you're running, if you do certain movements, then it becomes like ingrained in that melee kind of combat.
Yeah, melee and movement are closer paired than gunplay and movement. Although the bullet time is amazing.
Bullet time is just amazing. Like that was the thing that surprised me more of this game. Like I remember when I started playing, I was like, yeah, it's like it's fine as it is. Like you shoot, you run around and you jump, and then you hit stuff with your melee, and then you have abilities, right? Which we'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, and then you have abilities and everything is fine, right? But then you introduce bullet jump, and it just makes like it just like takes that notch and put it up to 12
Yeah.
of the movement. Like the fact that you're jumping in the middle and then there's 4 enemies in a row, and then you just bullet jump and you shoot them in the head.
I think one of the best moments is on that tutorial quest thing
Yeah.
that you do at the beginning
Yeah.
when you choose between basically between the rifle and a bow,
Between the rifle and the bow, yeah.
and when you pick a bow and you realize that you can pin enemies with arrows to walls.
Oh,
It's so much fun.
like that's the thing. That's the thing that I want. Like anybody that is listening to us, like that is the kind of thing that lets develop the developers of the game reflect their love of the game, the little
Yeah.
details, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna build a bow, There is no need for the bolt to actually be physical, right? You can just
Yes.
build a bow and just make it as a bullet, and then you just does damage. End of story, right?
Yeah.
Right? Which is the majority of games that have bows. They just do damage and they do piercing damage, but it's like not that much different than normal damage if you shoot it with a gun, right? If you think about
Yes.
it. But the fact that you pin things to the wall and that the corpses
That you
stay
can
pinned,
ragdoll the enemies. It's just
yes,
like that's the kind of thing that shows that the developers are having fun with the game.
yes, yes,
Because
yes,
that's something that they probably put because it was fun to them. Like, oh
yeah,
look, I can mess around with the physics of the game
yeah,
and pin enemies.
yeah. It was not necessary at all. That's my
No,
point. Like,
it's unnecessary.
yeah,
But it just shows that they're having fun doing it.
yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And when you do that in bullet time, it's just like showcasing it. Like I want you, like the feel that that's the feeling that Warframe is trying to sell you all the time. I want
Yeah.
you as a player to feel amazing,
Yes.
and it's not necessary that the game is not challenging, because the game is challenging. Like
Yeah.
at a point, like even so, at a point when we're like technically in the end game and we have all these resources and all these quote unquote builds that we have done and working, etc., etc. There's still challenging like bosses encounters for us. There's still challenges like activities that we can go and do, and kind of like the game demands our attention in terms of playing, right?
Yeah,
But
sure.
it doesn't stop selling you that power to you, like the power that
Yes.
gives that the developer the game gives to the player, power in movement, power in weapons that you can use. How do you want to use it? You can just do the entire game just not shooting anything and just hit him with melee weapons,
Yeah.
right? To the point that I remember that the first like I remember that the one of the first tutorials of guides for the game tells you to build this melee weapon, which is a melee weapon and a shotgun, and technically with that you can do all the content in the game virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how much power the game gives to the player in terms of movement and in terms of combat.
Yeah, but it's not only giving you the power, it's making it fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that pinning an enemy to a wall with an arrow, that's just fun. That's
Yeah,
that doesn't has anything to do with the power. It's just fun. Like the first time that you do it, I think everyone giggles a little. Like
yeah.
that was fun.
It's like, and then they make the sound, the sound, and then you just spin into the wall, and it's just
Yeah.
beautiful, and you enjoy it.
Oh, the sound, dude. We have to talk about the sound design of that game.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
All right.
I love the sound of the game.
And and yeah, I don't know what else to say about movement. Like it's just something else. There's nothing else like it. That like
No,
truly-
like I guess my best comparison is when I jump between Destiny 2 and Warframe. I'm pretty much all the games I miss bullet jumping.
yes.
I want to bullet jump in all the games. But that's just a testament for how good and how powerful the movement feels.
Yes.
That you miss it in other games.
Yeah. That's
That all the other games feel slow and kind of clunky
yeah,
after getting used to Warframe movement.
absolutely. And that when a game does that, when a game gives you that such a powerful expression in like the most simple core element of a game, that's
Yeah.
like really powerful. Like that's really good, right? Because that's the strongest impression that you get from Warframe. The movement is amazing, even if the game has like so much complexity in all the other systems and so much richness. That's the expression, and everything in life. First impression are the most important.
It's not only that. It's that it provides like a strong foundation for all the other things to pile up. Like you can pile up all the resistance, but at the end of the day, what you're doing in the missions is still just jumping around, shooting guys in the face.
Yes.
And the jumping around feels so good.
Yeah.
From moment one to 2,000 hours later.
Yes, absolutely. And it's
That's
always fun. It's always fun when
yeah,
you
and
can do it.
jumping around is always fun. Like even when I do missions with like random people, I still like to be faster than them because it's kind of, oh, I know how to move. Even that doesn't matter. Like it doesn't make a difference, but it just or like when you see four random people like all doing the same jump at the same place, and you say, "Yes, we know what we're doing, guys." It feels cool. Like
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, and that's it, right? That's it. And you feel awkward when you take longer to get. I'm a veteran. I'm taking longer movement. Like finish this
yes,
run. And what am I doing?
what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
But that's and it's still like that, like 2000s into a game, 2000 hours into a game,
Yeah.
and that's the point, that it is a strong foundation for putting things on top.
Yeah, I remember like to the point that I remember the last times that I was doing runs, I was trying to like to push that just core fundament with like super speedy builds just because like volt builds and it goes like
Yeah.
500 per hour and you are constrained to actually control the velocity when you go into the game
Yep.
and you manipulate the movement. The movement is like fantastic. It's the best impression that you can get from Warframe is the strength in the movement system.
Yeah. And the game has a lot of problems,
Yes,
but the movement ain't one of that.
yes. It's not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
the core of Warframe is really good.
Yeah, it's solid.
Right.
Solid
Yes.
solid fundamentals.
Yeah. So what do we start explaining first? You put it here, mastery rank.
Yeah, and I put it at the beginning because I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if you're gonna agree with me. But
Alright.
Warframe is a game that it's on the core about collecting stuff,
Yes. Okay.
and even the power comes from that.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
And if you think about master, like the way that you and I'll explain what mastery rank is.
Yes.
Like the way that you gain mastery rank, it's kind of just a way of to tell you the way to make progress in the game, like in a meta level, is you just need to collect things.
Yes. And play with
So
the things that you collect.
it has, yeah, but it has for me like an unified message of the game is just about collecting stuff.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's and then that's kind of the main power progression. Like if you were to ask me how do you progress with power in the game, it's just collecting stuff.
Okay. Yeah. It makes kind of sense. It makes sense. Yeah. 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 I'll agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me explain what master rank is. Or it's basically like a player level that you
Yes.
gain when you get new stuff in the game and you level it up. Like you
Yes.
get a new weapon, you play with it for a time, and you gain mastery rank.
Yes.
Then you get a new character or a new Warframe in this. How is it called?
Yeah.
You play with it for a while, and you gain mastery rank points. And the mastery rank just reflects how many things do you have.
Yes.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. So it's very interesting because it's not a progression path that you see often in
Yes,
games of this style, right? You generally
and
have
that was my point. That like master rank is not important on itself
yes,
because it doesn't reflect the power of the player,
yes,
but it reflects like the core progression system of the game, which is
yeah,
just collecting things.
yes. So yeah. It's a very like my body was like it's a very interesting progression system
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not in any other type of game. Generally, in the majority of games, the way that you progress your character is you go out and you kill stuff, and that stuff that you kill like differently with what are you killing it, like
Yeah.
the guns or whatever you're using to kill it is irrelevant. The fact that the thing that rewards you is killing the stuff, right? Is doing the mission and then you kill the
Yep.
stuff and that stuff gives you experience and then you gain more power. With Warframe, the progress is in the other side. It's like the important thing is what you kill stuff with. What is your weapon? What is your Warframe that you're using? What is the melee that you're using? That is the important stuff. That is what's giving you progress, right? And that serves to communicate to the player that the important thing of the game is not just go and kill stuff because of killing stuff, but how are you doing it? With what are you doing it? Right? With what weapon are you doing it? If you like the weapon or not, right? And that puts into the player that idea of like, oh, I just want more stuff to see if there's anything else that I like more or that I like to manipulate more, and it gives me the incentive to go and chase different stuff because that's what's giving me the progress. And there you go. Then you go into the collecting path by naturally going into that progression that is actually
Yeah.
tied to what you have, not what you do in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like it's stronger than that because like in other games that we have played, like the message is always replace your equipment
Yeah, always
because
do
you're gonna get
upgrades.
upgrades.
Yes,
So you're incentivized to destroy stuff,
yes,
which is what you have talked about in the Division, in Destiny, in
yep.
WoW. Like you're incentivized to a lot of inventory management by like destroying things that are not useful.
That are old or no longer like, even if you
Yeah,
like them, right? Even if you like that gun, but it's like not powerful enough for whatever next you have to do.
yeah, but in Warframe you keep pretty much everything. Like
Yes,
it
yes,
just and that's so different. Like
absolutely. And it's because of that disconnect of that the progress is not in what you do, but in what you have. And
yeah,
that means
in what
that,
you have.
yeah, and that means that everything that you have is useful.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's but it's so different. Like
It's absolutely, yeah. The fact that
that's what I put the master rank thing now because it's such a different way of handling
progression. Yeah.
progression in a game that it's like I was thinking about it and I realized it and it's like yeah there's I've never seen a game or maybe there are not that many for which the progression system is tied to collecting things.
Yeah. And it's the most curious thing because you like the fear of that system is like you can fall off on the thing that, oh, so you get this weapon from the beginning and you can take that weapon from the beginning and do end game content with it, right? And it's that boring because what is the incentive for you to get new stuff, right? Right?
That it's
That
fun
is
to get
possible,
new
and
stuff.
yeah. But my point is like that is the fear of a system like that, where you can actually in Warframe take a weapon that you got super early and go and do like properly set up this weapon properly set up, and go and do like super in game stuff with it,
Sure.
right? But the way that they go out of that is because of the progression is in changing and experimenting and getting new stuff in testing that stuff. Like you sometimes go back to your old stuff, but that doesn't lose value for you. So everything that you collect in the game never loses value because of that, because it's tied to progress, right? Even if you like it or not, it makes you progress through experimentation of all the different systems and items that and guns and melee things that has the game to offer you, right? And that's the way
Yeah.
that they kind of force you to test everything in the game
They don't
while
really
you
force
progress.
you. They're
They
just
don't, yeah, quote unquote force you, right? But because
they're
the
just
yeah,
telling you like
yeah,
this is the way to progress, but they don't really force you because ex- exactly because of what you just said. Like
yeah,
you can do all the content with the first frame that you obtain and the first couple of weapons,
Yeah.
you can take them anywhere you want. So they don't force you. They're just kind of showing you, like,
Yeah.
look, this is the fun in the game, is to get new toys.
And play with them, man. And
Yeah.
that's my point. Like they are not, they're not forcing you in any point, but they're pointing you.
Yes, they're definitely pointing you. But my point was, I never thought of the mastery rank system as that, but it's definitely that.
Yeah.
It's just a bar that only moves out when you get new toys.
Yes, exactly. which
Which is interesting.
yeah, it's super neat in that level of design, because that's what you're pointing your game to,
Yeah,
your player to like go
definitely.
out and experiment new things, try it. Even if you like it, there's no, like, that's the thing, like that's the great thing about Warframe. Even if you don't like it, it doesn't matter. You can always come back to the thing that you like and play with that for years.
Yeah,
And you get
and
your favorite toys. Like it doesn't matter. Like, but as the developer, it put those systems to encourage you to test,
yeah,
to always get
it's
into that thing.
it's super phase friend because, like, if you're a new player and you go to a mission with random people
Yeah,
and you see, oh, I'm master rank 0 or 1 or something,
yeah,
and you see that guy that looks in a master rank 28,
yeah.
and you wonder, how do I get there?
Yeah.
That has happened to me,
Yes.
like just players with like master rank 3 or 4 asking me how to increase their master rank.
Go and
Just go get
collect.
more weapons
Yes.
and more frames, and you'll get there, baby. Don't worry,
Yeah, don't worry. That's but
baby. Don't worry.
it's such a sweet progression system,
It
because
is.
well, it fixes, like, they separate a bunch of things into Warframe, like into the proper systems, right? Because they separate the need for randomness in item, like in looter shooter games, from their system, right? In generally, that's why I did hesitate to call it a looter shooter, because yes, you're looting stuff, but the majority of things that you loot, you keep, right? In other looter shooters, you tend to loot stuff, but you tend to, like, destroy a bunch of things, right? So
Yeah,
it's
and
another approach to
you
it.
you actually don't get stuff on itself. Like, you don't loot weapons.
Yes,
You loot materials
yes,
to build stuff.
yes,
So I know that when I call it a looter shooter, it's like no shooter, like no looter shooter out there. Like, you don't get things, don't drop for you.
yes,
You get materials.
yeah. I is there I think there's some blueprints. Is there blueprints that drop?
Yes, like
Yes,
the
yes, the
Warframe,
Warframe blueprint. Yeah, yeah.
but
So
they
yeah,
are still not the piece that drops for you.
yeah.
It's
You
the
have to build
blueprint.
it. Yeah, you have to build it. So it's more
Yes,
of a shooter crafter.
it's kind of, it's just like a,
It's a very unique thing,
it's so
right?
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't get the things, you just get materials and blueprints and
Even,
stuff like
even
that.
even if the game has that loop, right? Of you go do stuff and you farm stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's and the loop is, yeah, it's clear. It's just, you just go out to a mission, kill stuff, pick the things in the floor.
yeah, yeah. There you go. So like the thing is, like, that lets the developer team be much more freely into experiment with new things that other looter shooters, because
Yeah.
they're not that worried about balancing every single item with every other single item, because they have kind of a fixed pool of items that they can balance all the time, and the unbalanced part is in another system separate from the nature of the item by itself.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Like you still run into a problem that after so many years of putting out new weapons and things, like
Yeah.
some weapons are like way less powerful than others.
Yes, that is true.
But like bringing those together is definitely easier than than if everything is random and you have to twitch like drop rates and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Like that balancing act is way easier than the other Ludo shooter balancing acts.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's probably a little bit easier
Yeah,
to
and
handle.
still that like, and then again, so unique. Like this,
It is quite unique.
like this, and it makes and there's and here is where Warframe starts to get super weird and complex, right? The fact that they separated all these systems makes them complex, right? Because for a normal dude, it's like, yeah, just drop an item. I see the stats. It's the stats that I need. No, yes, then I destroyed it and move on, right? With Warframe, it's not even close to that.
It is not.
It's not even close to that because what? Oh, I got it. All right. That's the master. We already explained the master system. I hope we were clear enough to the master system.
And yeah, and if we're not like the only thing that really matters, it is that it is just a little arrow pointing you to you should just collect stuff.
And to be
that's
like
all it is.
super crystal clear of master rank, basically the way that you gain master rank is getting new weapons and then you level up those weapons
You
by
level them
using
up,
them, right?
Yep.
And that level up process is 0 to 20, yes,
30.
0 to 30. There you go. Thank you. 0 to 30, and that process gives you progress in your mastery rank. And that's it, right? So you take a gun, the gun starts in rank 0, and the interesting, take a gun on a Warframe, sorry, and they start in rank 0, and the interesting thing is like they're not their most powerful version in that rank. You have to use it to kill stuff to get the most powerful version, which is max rank or rank 30, right? And in that progress, the only thing that you have to do is use it. Not even use it. You can have it on yourself, and it will passively gain
experience
because you're carrying it around, right? For the same thing of like the game is not putting a gun into your head to use every single weapon all the time if you don't like it. You can passively have it on you.
You can passively have it, but even if the game was forcing you to use it and you don't like it, you'll only use it until it's level up.
And that's it. You move on.
That doesn't take like after at some point that doesn't take that much.
Yes.
At the beginning it may take a couple of hours. Once you're in endgame, it takes
nothing.
Maybe a couple of minutes.
You become so
maybe
efficient.
Like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah. Become super efficient at doing it.
Yeah.
So that's the rank. That's the progression system that is finding you of your true progression system, which is collecting stuff in the game. I think
it's kind of a meta progression thing that it's telling you what is the intention of the game.
Yes, correct. So that's
more than actually giving you power.
Yes. So that's the mastery rank. All right. So we're gonna move to what is a Warframe, the title of the game.
Yeah, because we've been talking about Warframes, but what are they?
What are they? Well, do we have the spoilers? I'm gonna warn spoilers.
No, I mean
what is a Warframe.
From a purely gameplay point of view, they're just like your different characters.
Yeah. So you have
like you can think of a Warframe as a different character that has its different set. Each one has a different set of abilities and stats.
Correct.
That's what a Warframe is.
So a Warframe is like a class, to be exact, right?
If you want to think of it as a class, that can be misleading.
Yes, I know, but I'm trying to bring like the closest similar thing because they're as all this game they're still unique. So I'm trying to compare it to something else, right? So technically,
you want to think as classes, they are classes.
Yeah, so technically they're your casters or your melee fighters or your shooty guys, and they have abilities related to their thematic class, right?
Yeah, each Warframe out of the 30-something unique ones without primes have a unique theme and unique abilities.
Yes.
Fitting the theme.
Yes. So technically you can think it like you can kind of more than a class per se, as a caster, as a fighter, etc., you can think of thematic classes, So, for
You can think
example,
of it just as a character, like
yeah, character, but we kind of a thematic thing. Like he is the
yes, yes,
character
yes.
that is all about fire. So every ability that he has is related to fire.
By the way, 42 unique Warframe.
How many?
42,
42. Oh my god.
without counting Prime versions.
Ah, you're counting Prime versions.
No,
Not
without.
without counting. All right, that's fine. Yeah. Where was it? Ah, yes. So they have a thematic. So they're characters that have a thematic on them. So you have like this specialist character who likes to fight with sword. So every ability of his has to do with swords.
No.
You have this character who has to fight with gravity. So every ability of him has to do something with gravity. And so on and so forth. Right? That's what is a
Yeah.
Warframe.
And you have everything. You have like the stealth guy.
Yes.
You have the ninja guy. You have the
Yes.
ninja guy in the Ninjas in a Space game.
Yes. Because you have to try and point home.
Yeah. You have the punch in the face guy.
Yes. You have the
You have the
punch-
fire guy.
the
The
fire
frost
guy.
guy.
Yes. The frost guy, the toxic guy,
The glass guy.
the glass guy. Oh my god.
Electric guy.
The electric guy, the I want to run fast guy, the I'm a fat dude guy.
That's electric. Ah, okay. Yes, yeah. The furry guy.
The what?
Furry.
The furry guy. You have the dominatrix guy. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more the all lady cat, all cat lady guy.
Yeah, the old cat lady guy. You have the weird dude with time powers, which is weird.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, top hat guy.
Top hat guy. Yes, exactly. And you have like a lot of variety. So if you are looking for a particular playstyle that you like,
Oh, you will find it.
whoa, for sure. And you have like borderline weird stuff, like you can be a fairy.
Yeah, you can be a portal.
You can be a portal. You can be a pirate in that same note.
You can be a pirate.
Right? So it's crazy. Now that I think about all the thematics of the frames, they're very interesting because they always center around a very different thematic. In that only fits it makes sense inside the universe. Like nothing breaks the fantasy of Warframe, no matter how weird it sounds when we were telling you what a Warframe is.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. And you have like sports guys, you have evolution dude, and like anything that you can imagine, it probably exists a Warframe for you. Right?
It probably does.
Like one of my favorite Warframes is just a lady who shoots guns very fast. That exists inside the game.
A lady who shoots guns very fast.
Mesa.
Oh, Mesa. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a lady who shoots guns very fast.
It's more than very fast, but yeah, she's like the gunslinger.
Yeah, the gunslinger of the game. Yeah, there you go. But like to that point where you can have this stream of like, I just want to do magic. I want to play with time and weird portals.
Okay, quick question. What is
yes.
your favorite?
What is my favorite Warframe?
Yeah.
Are you gonna ask me what is my favorite Warframe, Lucho?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a difficult question. Every one of them has a piece of my heart.
Me too, but
my favorite Warframe is Ember.
nice.
Yes, it's my favorite Warframe of all of them. I definitely have to go with Ember. Even if right now I play it every time that I see that she's
they made some changes to her not that long ago, and they give her some defensive abilities.
Oh, cool! That
So now she's way better right now.
Cool.
Than
She's not that squishy anymore, so I can like take it to actually difficult stuff. That's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. They gave some love to my favorite Warframe. But I will probably have like a list of favorites. Right? If you have, but if you pull me to choose my favorite one, it would be always Ember.
No, I mean, I also have a list of the ones that I really like,
Yeah. And it'll be
but
like,
Noah for the win.
yeah, all right, yeah, he's the Nova dude.
Noah for the win.
Can you imagine you
And I hate her legs. They're so ugly. Like she has like leg warmers.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like those leg warmers.
Well,
I know.
you work with what you have. Yeah, but if you got a list, I would probably be like Ember, then Mesa, then probably Loki. I really like Loki.
I don't like Loki.
What?
I don't like Loki. He's too boring for me.
Yeah, he's so one for you. And then after that, probably Ash. I really like Ash a lot. I really like the thematic of Ash. Like the fact that they took the ninja thing very seriously in that character.
I like the thematic of Ash. I don't like Ash. The abilities, I don't like them that much.
Yeah, you don't like how he plays. Fair enough. Yeah. And then Octavia, man. That's
yeah.
such
Octavia.
a cool thing, man.
She has one of the most
if you're a player and you like to do music in your games, there is that. It exists like an entire platform you can actually do music in the game.
Yeah, she's one of the most unique ones because she, like, you can she's theme around songs.
Yeah.
And you can compose your own beats, tunes, in like a little, how is it called? A little
the Sona chord, I think is it's
no, yeah, not the name, but that's like an 8-bit.
Yeah, an 8-bit tracker interface.
Yeah. Which is really unique. Like I've never seen that.
Yeah, the worst thing.
I like there are like for the people who care about like min-maxing stats, there are like min-max songs. Like
yes, you can like pour in and put in and like yeah, that's the song that will give you more stealth, or that's the song that will give you more damage, etc. etc. And it's just for that Warframe. There's nothing else with that system. No other Warframe with that system, right?
That one is really cool. Octavia is really cool.
Yeah, Octavia is like really cool, really unique. Man. So yeah, any thematic that I think you can imagine, probably there is a Warframe that is close to it. Right?
Yeah.
To play with it. So those are Warframes.
That's one part of the equation.
Just like, yeah, I know we spoke about that for like 30 minutes, but that's just Warframes.
Those are just the characters.
Yes, just are the characters. So what do you do with the characters? You put them. So what do we have?
Stuff in the face.
Yes. So and they have always 4 abilities.
Yeah. Each Warframe always has 4 abilities.
So technically, the thing is like 3 main abilities and then an ultimate. Technically speaking.
Yeah, that's how it's usually.
That's usually the thematic. But like the interesting part is like you can go into minutiae of these characters and just build around one single ability.
We should say that each character can be built in so many different ways when you're boosting one ability or one stat or
doing certain things with 2 abilities that interact or that sort of stuff. Like the build possibilities in the Warframe generally are very, very generous.
They are, yes. Almost infinite.
Yes, almost infinite. And like we just talked about that. It was like how many? 34 Warframes?
42.
42 Warframes, and in those 42 Warframes, you can almost have like at least 3 builds per Warframe.
Usually. Yeah.
Usually. There's some Warframe that they just lean into one ability.
I mean, there's like for everything in this type of games.
Yeah.
There is always the most efficient one built for each frame.
Yes,
but that doesn't mean that there are no options.
Correct. So yeah, you have a really good selection of what you can do inside the game with your characters.
There's so many options.
Yeah, and don't forget. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And don't forget, they're collectible characters, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can have special editions of the characters that you're collecting, which is the prime thing that you were talking about.
The prime thing.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't talk about the prime stuff right now, because that's tied to monetization of the game, and
Fair enough. That's another topic.
that's
Yeah.
that's a beast on its own.
Yes, that is the thing. So weapons, pets, arse wings, everything else.
It's just it's just that the Warframe is only one piece of the equation.
Yes.
The next thing that you can have are weapons.
Yes.
You have 3 weapons. You have a primary weapon, a secondary weapon,
And a melee.
and a melee weapon.
Yeah.
On top of that, you can have companions.
Yes. You can
So
have pets.
space cats, space dogs, space robots, space little things that float around your head.
Yes.
You can also have R-wings, which are just like personal spaceships.
Yeah, they're more like rocket straps, like if you put a rockets in your bag and then you flow around with the rockets in your bag like the 80s.
They're kind of like a personal rocket. And they come with their own weapons.
Yes, with their own weapons and the R type. There's not one arc wing. No. There's several type of arc wings and they have their own abilities.
Yes. Yes. So it's just to say that there is so much variety, and like when we said companions, like cats, there are 2 different species of cats.
Yes.
There are 7 different species of dogs.
Yes.
The little space robots, they are modular, so I think you can make
The
3
Sentinels? You're talking
or
about the
4.
Sentinels?
No, the moas.
The Mons. All right. Oh yeah.
Oh, sentinels. There are like 7 or 8 unique sentinels.
Yeah, I think there are 8 unique sentinels. Yeah.
And moas, the moas are modular, and you build them out of 3 parts, and each part has like 4 options.
Jesus Christ.
So at least, I mean, not all of these are unique, but at least I think you can build 64 different moas. And they're different in stats because each part gives you different
things,
stats and things that you can put in them.
Yeah.
And so some of them are not worth building, quote unquote.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that you cannot do it. Yeah.
you can of course do it.
Yeah.
And you can breed the cats and the dog.
Yeah. It's like you have your own personal pet.
Yeah, but you can breed them. Like you can extract genetic information and mix with another piece of genetic information, hoping to get a specific type of like fur pet and stuff like that.
Correct. So you have a lot of options.
I know. That's the point.
Plus, you have like what? Like 60 primary weapons, around 100, no, like 110 primary weapons, 100 something secondaries, and like 60 melee weapons, something like that.
The amount of weapons that the game has is
crazy,
insane.
Yes. And you can mix and match. You have a lot of variety. On top of that, you have your house that you can customize to. Your orbiter.
Yes, you have your little ship that works as player housing.
Yes.
And you can make it as beautiful as mine.
Please don't.
It's so beautiful.
Oh my god. And you can customize that. You can invite people into it, which was like a fairly recent, like a year ago, 2 years ago was that added on.
Yeah.
You can like actually go into somebody else's orbiters.
You also have like clans.
Yeah.
And each clan has its own house, which is called a dojo.
Yes.
And like you have these clans like building insane sculptures and scenarios.
Mazes and things, and
out of these clunky working decorations.
Yeah. Yeah, very basic placement stuff and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a free form. It's like a free form kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Legos kind of thing, but they don't really snap together.
Yep, no. They're kind of like there.
It's so weird. Yeah, because they're just decorations. like blocks of stairs and squares and cubes and things like that.
Yeah.
And you can change the lining of the rooms and stuff like that. And then you have these clans building like these insane looking dojos
And they're
that
beautiful.
are so amazing, like
Yeah.
just so amazing, so atmospheric. Just
Yeah.
wow.
So you can have all that, and I'll mention here, like in the weapons, like you have a lot of variety of weapons. You not only have like pew pew weapons, but you have
Oh,
like
weapons.
projectile base, you have like plasma base, you have laser based weapons. You have like
explosive weapons.
explosive based weapon. You can throw things, right? You have all the throwing weapons, stars, pots, weird stuff. Yes, it's like a very crazy game. Like the amount of variety.
And the weapons are like this. The weapons are quite unique between themselves. Like,
Yeah.
like no two weapons are the same.
That's correct. That is absolutely
And
correct.
that's I feel like that's really important, because it's not like they have hundreds of weapons, but they are unique weapons.
Yes.
It's not hundreds of the same assault rifle kind of thing.
Correct.
And that's one of the strong points of the game.
Yeah.
That you're definitely gonna find, that you definitely have variety to find the type of pew pew that you enjoy.
Yeah, that is correct. I think I'm gonna say now, and I think this game is gonna take us 4 episodes to do.
Maybe. We'll see.
Because we already run out of time for deep dive, and we haven't begun to scratch the surface of what we have to talk about.
Yeah, we have to talk about the mods, and that's gonna be hard.
Yes. We haven't talked about the lore. We haven't talked about the style of the game.
We haven't talked about the lore. We haven't talked about the music.
We haven't talked about the story. We haven't talked about customization. We haven't talked about monetization.
Which is an important part of the game too.
Yes, we haven't talked about community. We haven't talked about the design of the levels.
We haven't talked about the new stuff.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the new stuff.
we haven't talked about the personalized boss systems that we have now, the qualities.
Yes, the personalized cheeses. Besides normal boss fights that we still have.
This is completely beside normal boss.
Yeah, we have technically
about the little kids.
We have technically a nemesis system, was a system that built an entire genre. That they actually built 2 games around a system that this game now has.
Yeah, we now have spaceships, and we have spaceship battles.
Jesus Christ! So I think it's gonna take some more than 3 episodes to get this game.
Maybe, could be.
I got the feeling. Like, we have so much stuff to talk about, and we already like.
Could be.
We have to move on. But if something that we wanted to leave you in this deep dive, in this episode, is like, you have to at least try the game. Give it an honest.
It's free.
Good try.
Give it an honest try.
We keep saying this in every episode that we mention Warframe, but there is a reason for it. Like there's a reason why we keep saying the game. I know that the game is difficult to start with. We know that. We know that that's still a hindrance for the game. We know that there is like a high entry wall requirement kind of thing. We know that.
Yeah, the entry wall is just that you need to be willing to put up the time to learn the game on its own terms more than anything else.
Yes. But we promise you that if you do that and you pass the hurdle, it's a game that you're gonna love for forever, man.
It's an amazing game.
Yes, absolutely. And it's
free, so
and it's free, so you're not gonna lose anything by just giving it a hard try. Yeah, it's for free. And with that, we finish our deep dive of today. We're going to move on to our audience questions and feedback. As usual, you can write us down to our email, to our personal Twitter accounts, to comments in the YouTube section, to comments on any other platform that you're listening to this podcast. We always check everything and we collect the two best interesting questions that are going around. And we answer it here live on the episode podcast. So, yeah, our first question is talking about the last episode that we did. We finished our trilogy in Endgame. Is Endgame only possible in the game as a service model?
I don't know. Is it?
Is it?
It
Is
seems like
it?
that, but I'm not sure.
Well, think about our definition of endgame as we understand endgame, right? As a
Yeah.
achievement goal. So under that definition, not necessarily.
So, what game would fit in our like what game would fit in our definition that is not part of the
Game as a service system.
yeah.
You can say that, for example, somebody give me this example. And I was talking about it, like the Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker. No, the last one, the one in Switch,
Okay, and what is
right?
the end game? I'm not familiar with the new
Well, what
Zelda
you're
games.
telling me, and that it caught my attention, was that they finish the story, and then you can keep playing to get like there's like two extra chapters that tease in this game, and then you can collect all the different characters because you can change Link to a lady, and then you can collect a bunch of customs for the game, right?
Okay.
It's technically a game that ends, like he tells the story, and you don't need anything extra to finish the game. But it has two more activities at the end, and then they have like the achievement goal of get every single dress on it. That's technically an end game goal, like as achievement as we define it, but it is not a game as a service. It doesn't have anything like microtransaction or extra expansions or game
So
passes or anything else like
so
that.
in that sense, yeah, it's just a problem that any like collectible based endgame
Yeah,
could fall into a gray area kind of thing
correct.
because part of our definition included kind of the intention of the developers,
Yes,
which can be hard
to
to
see.
assess
Yes, yes, yes.
just from the consumer point of view.
Yeah.
So it falls into that category, and I guess technically yes. I would like to know if it was intended like that.
Well, as all these, the majority of like a story, so not well, the majority, a big percentage of the story-based driven games has that option of going out and like see a little bit of extra content that gives you a little bit more context, or that gives you a tease for the main game, or that just let you collect everything in the game, like the stats of the new game plus, right? Like technically, Dark Souls is not
Yeah,
a game as a service, but it has an end game. For
but what
example,
is the end game?
the end game of Dark Souls is you go to new end game plus, right, and you start to get
What is
like
new end game?
what
What is new end game plus? I don't know what that
new
means.
end game plus is just you just reset everything in the game, every story point and everything that you unlock in the story side of the game. The monsters get tougher to beat, but you keep all your gear from the first run.
Okay, but what is
And
the goal? Like,
the goal is like clearing the game in a higher difficulty. It's an infinite difficulty scaling thing.
so okay, it
Even if
keeps
you use
scaling.
yes. Even if you
Okay,
already
that was
saw,
not clear to me.
yeah, sorry for that. Even if you already saw the story the first time that you played through it.
Okay, fair, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Just I don't play Dark Souls, so that's what I'm.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was giving you the example. So that's kind of the
Fair, yeah, that
thing.
works.
Yeah, and the same in the other sense that it works too because people end up doing that to collect everything on the game because you technically can collect everything on Dark Souls.
No, that's fine. I do approve of the collectible approach as a viable endgame.
Yeah, there you go. Like it's very close to what Monster Hunter is. That is something similar, but Monster Hunter has actually expanding content. which makes it games as a service because it has the expanded content. But there's
Yeah,
a bunch of games who don't have that, have small expansions, but not all the time. Or like Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 has no more new content and it still retains that new game plus loop system at the end.
I see.
So I will say yes,
Yeah, I mean, it's
it's
possible.
possible.
I'm not saying it's not. I was just wondering.
Yeah. And our second question is there any endgame like activity that didn't fit in your definition of endgame?
No,
I think we did it broadly enough that it works in most cases, right?
I think probably like the speed running thing.
But because it's community driven and not design
Yeah,
driven. Yeah, that could
yeah,
be it. Yeah.
and that falls out of
Out of the
our
definition.
definition
Yeah,
to
because
be
it's
strict.
yeah, we took out a lot of community driven created end game out of it. Even if
Yeah,
even if it's technically a valid end game for a definition, it doesn't work, right?
yeah. So I'll guess that speed running things falls out, and that a lot of people enjoy that.
Yeah, and a lot of people considering game that in a lot of games that don't have one.
Yeah,
Yeah, to just make it like as fast as you possibly can in, like, for example, Mario 64.
I mean, even the original Mario, like
Yeah, speedrun
people
is.
speed run it all the time and stuff. It's
I,
not my cup of tea, but
I think my favorite speedrun is to see are the Mega Man ones.
nah,
I really like
I'm
them.
not into speed running.
I've seen. You haven't seen There's like a big event every year about speedrunning and raises fund for a children's hospital.
Yeah, I've seen it. Still,
I find it like they're making it like it is very entertaining to see it, right? Besides if you are into it or not, I find it interesting.
but that's the point. I don't find it that interesting to see.
Yeah, fair enough. So there's like a side of it that we take out because it was community driven and not design
Yeah.
driven.
Yeah,
Which-
speed running probably falls into that place.
Yeah, which was important for our definition because we were like analyzing games that had intentional
Because-
end game.
Because we need to draw the line somewhere.
Yes.
in that.
And it is for us better to like analyze those games who has intentional end game that created end game after that. It's like becomes a lot more blurry to what it is
Yeah.
and what it is not.
It's because people who ask, where is the line?
Yes.
The line is here. We're drawing it, and you may disagree with the line, but we have to choose something.
Yes, at the end of the day, we had to choose something.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss if the line is fair or not, but
yeah,
it is the line that we draw.
all right, and I think that's it.
That's it. That's all for
Yes.
this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning into The Sweaty and the Farmer and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at Luis G. Polanco.
And I am the Long Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Long Name Gamer, and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LongNameGamerTV, where I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know China is the world's leading producer of peaches, accounting for about half of the world production? And in China, a peach is a symbol of good luck and protection. Yes.
And like the plum and the apricot, peach is a member of the rose family, Rosacea. Distinguished by its velvety skin, it is classified as a drupe. And I didn't know this. A drupe is a fruit with a hearthstone.
With a hearthstone, like hearthstone, like that.
Like an avocado.
Like an Like his seed is like
Hard
one
stone.
piece, like one piece, and you
It
can like
has
kill people with it.
It has one stone in the middle.
Yes. It refers to it has just one seed in the middle, and that's it.
Yeah, one hard stone. Stone is the seed in the middle.
I get it.
Like a plum.
Like a plum. What is a plum? What is a plum? It's like, what is a plum? What fruit is that?
Have you seen the dark purple thingy?
Dark purple thing.
It's a plum. I don't know how to describe it. It's dark it's like purple.
It's a
with,
plum. Is that like
the skin is purple and the flesh is orange?
the skin is purple and the flesh is orange? It grows on trees?
Yes, it grows on trees.
It falls from trees?
It does fall from trees.
What fruit is that? It's like, have I eaten it? I think I've eaten it. Probably eaten it.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. They're pretty common where we live.
Is that what is the name in Spanish? Is that